many ways, this is a trial of where the Republican Party and conservatives have been. And I think what's really critical here is that while on the one hand, yes, Trump does operate like a mafia boss, the difference, though, is that there is a very strong base of support that he has, that he built on, that was already pre-existing before Trump. And so in terms of how this is where the Republican Party has been, it has for decades supported white supremacy, right? And so, and certainly if we go back far enough, the Democrats have as well. So in many ways, this trial is really and should be like a truth and reconciliation committee, like happened in South Africa and never happened after slavery, for example. And that's why we need to think historically about how this and why this trial is so critical and so important right now.
But Jamie Kirchick, again, it brings us back to what I asked John Zogby at the outset. Is that what the focus is going to be during this trial? Is it going to be about some of the people who are openly white supremacists, who are openly extremists storming the Capitol? Or is it going to be the partisan tug of war that always exists in any parliament?
I mean, those are two separate issues. And what the Senate should be dealing with, as this is an impeachment trial, is the guilt or innocence of the president, who's the defendant in an impeachment trial. All these questions about white supremacy and truth and reconciliation and these broad cultural issues that we might need to deal with as Americans, I don't think that's the place for it here. This is a discrete matter regarding the president and his culpability for the actions that he took on January 6th. And I think the Democrats are really would be ill-advised at this point to broaden the scope of this and to sort of take on the Republican Party or larger issues. I think they can, I mean, certainly politically, I think they'll be able to get much more support from the American people, including from many people who voted for President Trump, but found his behavior on January 6th appalling and completely inappropriate and of the sort that should lead to his trial and conviction.